Hello everyone, welcome back to another Middle-earth strategy battle game battle report. Today is going to be a 450 point game with David. I'm playing as Minas Tirith and David will be playing as the Kindom of Khad-Dum. So let's have a little look at the armies first. So I have 3 warbands. My first warband led by Faramir, and he has heavy armour, shield and a horse. And with him are 6 Knights of Minas Tirith with shields and 4 Rangers of Gondor. Second warband is led by Irolas, and with him are 5 Warriors of Minas Tirith with shield and 6 Citadel Guard. Final warband is led by Damrod, and in his warband are 4 Rangers of Gondor and 2 Rangers with spear. And we are going to be saying this is the good army for today for the dice rolls for tie breaks, and plus it's easier to remember the Tree of Gondor is for the Warriors of Minas Tirith, and then we'll use the Eye of Sauron for those evil dwarves. So this is Dave's Khad-Dum army. The first warband is led by Durin, and in it there are 6 Khazad guards and 6 dwarf warriors, 2 with shield, 2 with double-handed axe and 2 with dwarven bows. Second warband is led by Mardin, and it has 10 dwarf warriors in it, 4 with shield and 6 with dwarf bow. We've rolled for the mission and it's going to be Clash by Moonlight, so the advantage of my longer range of bows have gone, but it will give me a chance to puncture some of this dwarven armour. So let's have a look at deployment. Okay, just before we start rolling for priority, this is how I have deployed. I've really utilised the space of the board here by putting them all in this tiny corner. Dave has positioned his dwarven army around this hill, so we're just going to grab some dice now for the first priority roll off. So I'll grab my dice, Dave will grab his, and I get a mighty 3, Dave gets a 3, we're rolling again. Oh no, wait, no. We do a tie-breaking roll, so 1, 2, 3 you win because you're evil, 4, 5, 6 I win, you do it.
Okay.
Yep, you got first turn. Right, towards our first turn, are you doing any heroic actions?
No.
Okay, neither am I, so we're going straight into movement. This is the summary of the movement. I moved everything up in my little box, a bit of cover. I don't think anything's in range because the special rules with this mission is we can't see anything beyond 12 inches. So we're not quite there yet. Be a bit longer before the dwarves actually get in there. So here are the dwarves making their way. As you can see, everything just starting to move up. So now we're going to the priority for turn 2. So I'll grab a dice, Dave will grab a dice. So we have a mighty success, excuse me.
Yep, instantly.
Instantly. So that is me for turn 2. Going into turn 2, Dave. Any heroics?
No.
Okay, none from me either. Okay. In my movement phase, I formed up my battle line with the warriors and the Citadel Guard. These guys have moved half to exploit some shooting. This guy has jumped up here. This guy's moved up steps, and Faramir and the cavalry have remained where they are. The dwarves are dashing through the defence to keep away from the arrows as much as they can, so they're exploiting the cover, really tactically moving up these dwarves. So we have got some shooting this turn from me since the dwarves moved full that are in range. Shooting was ineffective, so now we're going to roll for priority for turn 3. So here we go. 2, 6. So it goes to the dwarves. Any heroic actions?
No.
Okay, none from me either, so dwarves are free to move. End of movement, I've pushed my battle line up a bit more. Some of these archers, the ones with dice, have moved half. My cavalry have pushed up a bit. These dwarves here remain static, and some dwarves are peeling off over here, most of them trying to stay out of range of my archers. So there's going to be shooting. Any heroic actions?
No.
Okay, and then for me, so Dave is going to be rolling some dice for shooting first. So still no kills via shooting. It's either too difficult to hit anything or the armour's too high, in which case that's not going to be for me when the dwarves actually start hitting me. So it's going to be priority roll again. So I'm going to grab my dice. So it's my priority.
Yeah, that is a roll.
Yeah, okay. As I go into my movement, there's going to be no heroic actions from the dwarves, and not from me at this point either. Right, my movement, move my battle line up a little bit more again. The archers stay placed, some of them have moved into contact with the barrier. Got some cavalry charges, so only 2 guys managed to charge, so I got Faramir on Mardin, and I got another knight as well. And then I got some counter charges in with the dwarves, where Dave has. Some dwarves are still moving around here, the rest are remaining in the centre, waiting to see what happens. So now we're going into shooting, hopefully I can get something now. 0 kills from shooting again, so we're into the combat phase. I am going to be calling a heroic strike with Faramir. You're going to be calling anything with Mardin.
Yes.
What are you calling?
Heroic strength.
So Dave's calling a heroic strength. Okay, so let's do that combat first. So first of all, Faramir's strength is going to go up 2. So he's fight 5, so he's higher than Mardin now. So Mardin has how many attacks? 2, and there's also 2 other dwarves in there with him, so if you roll Mardin in one colour and the 2 dwarves in a different colour. So which one's which?
Mardin will be in the red.
Okay.
2 dwarves will be in the white.
So Faramir rolls first, 4 high. Oh no, so that's another 4. So I think I am going to burn my other 2 points of might just to win this combat. And I win because my fight value is higher. So then we'll see what happens when I go to wound. Unfortunately, I couldn't wound Mardin. I needed 6s, and I did have 6 dice, but I didn't roll a single one. But I got 3 prone dwarves, which is okay, I suppose. So now then the last combat now is 2 dwarf warriors onto a charging knight of Minas Tirith. So you gonna do anything special?
What am I capable of?
So you can shield or you can piece and strike with any of them.
Okay. So I've got 2 shield guys in, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I will shield up with the one and piece and strike.
You have to do with both.
Oh, I have to do with both.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah. I'll just leave it as it is.
Okay, so you've got 2 dice, Dave. You might as well roll them, because if you get 6, you win. Ooh, 5 high. So here's my chance. So I've got a 5, so Dave beats me on the fight. So you'll see if you can wound this guy now. The dwarf warriors failed to wound the knight of Minas Tirith, so there's still no kills into this game. So now we're going to roll for priority again. And Faramir's fresh out of might. This isn't good. Go on then. 3, 1, no. So dwarves have priority.
Okay.
Yep. Any heroics?
I'll go for another. Oh, Mardin's prone not than any. How does that affect things?
It'll be half his movement to get up.
Right. Okay.
And he's also in terrain as well, so he'll have 2.5 inches, so he'll basically have half an inch of movement once he gets out of the terrain.
Alright. That's probably going to be enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be enough.
Alright, I'll go heroic strength then.
You can't do that yet.
I can't.
No.
Right.
Okay. Right, so Dave's not doing any heroics in the movement step, so we're going into dwarven movement. So just before Dave starts moving everything, I am calling a heroic action. I'm calling a heroic march with Erlas over here, but Dave still gets to move first because this doesn't affect the order of things. So Faramir has been well and truly swamped one knight of Minas Tirith has dismounted, so you can go through the forest and take at least one of these dwarves off him. I did manage to get one cavalry charge in here, everything else is too close to the forest. And then my march with Irilas went well, apart from two of the rangers failing to cross, so then I just decided I'll just go to the doorway with the rest of them, so they managed to get there. One ranger stayed up here to have a shot at a dwarf, but the dwarves have 2 shots, so I'll probably lose a guy, but we're going into the dwarven shooting. Poor Irilas has been hit by a dwarven arrow, and he got wounded, and he failed his fate roll, so first kind of blood goes to Dave by drawing blood on Irilas, so we're going into combat now, and now you can call your heroic strength, Dave.
Okay, heroic strength.
Okay, right, so Dave, you're phasing player, so which combat do you want to do first?
I will go. So is it my choice to split as well? How I split them? Alright, so the archer guy. So
Okay.
I'm gonna split that fight.
So yeah, we'll do Archer Guy and to Warrior Minas Tirith first. So we'll do all these combats and then we'll come back to the interesting one with Faramir and see how that goes. Okay. So right before we get Faramir getting clobbered by Mardin, one fight did result in a kill, and that was me. The guy who managed to charge the dwarf gave just enough support to wound, and it turns out with my wound rolls, well, that's where all my 6s were hiding, so I've probably used them up now for the Faramir fight. So for the Faramir fight, Mardin has 2 dice, and then you got 2 dwarves in the fight as well.
Okay, so it's gonna be red and white again.
So red for Mardin, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, crack on then. So 6, so I will need a 6 to equal. Okay, so how much does your strength go up then, Dave? So roll a dice. 6. Typical. Okay, right, so we'll see now if Faramir ends up getting killed or not. So Faramir got wounded twice, but for some reason my fate rolls both passed. I decided to use both fate just to keep him alive for now. So now we're going into the priority step again. Let me first of all colour off Mardin's point of might for the... Okay, so that's Mardin is down to 1 point of might. And now we're rolling for priority. So go ahead, Dave, you roll first. Dwarven priority again. Any heroics? Don't think there's going to be anything from you.
Not this stage now.
None from me. So we're going into Dwarven movement. Right, this turn things are properly getting stuck in. Irilas is going to hide in combat from these archers. All my rangers here have moved half. The guy up here has moved across to the end. Everything else is stationary. Got some counter charges on Mardin. Knight had to go through the woods, so no charge bonus here. But unfortunately, Faramir will end up getting trapped by his own guys. It's unfortunate, so hope he can win the fight anyway. But we're going into shooting, and the dwarves are shooting first. So let's see, they probably will kill something since these rangers are very lightly armoured. So with the shooting, the dwarves were unsuccessful with hitting anything. My archers, however, managed to kill a Khazad guard that was coming over the hill, and I managed to take out a dwarven archer as well, so quite good. So now we're going into combat. Are you going to call any heroics? You're just going to save your might.
Yeah, I'll save it.
Okay, so Dave is picking the order of the combat, so it's going to be Faramir first since he is trapped. So you have 3 guys, so you have 3 dice onto my 2 dice.
Okay.
Four high. And there's the 6s. So you double up on your hits, so you're strength 3, so you need 6s to wound me. So you have 6 dice. That's 2 wounds, and then you get to reroll the ones anyway, but that's enough. He is dead, so Faramir is gone, unfortunately. And I doubt I'll ever manage to wound Durin. So we'll do the rest of the combats and I'll recap. So there was a few kills either side. Warrior Minas Tirith went down, and another Knight of Minas Tirith went down as well, and I took out a Khad-Dum. I think that was it. So there we go. So a bit of an even trade-off. So now we're going into priority again. So Dave, go on, you roll, because if you get a 1 I get it, which would be nice. 5. So I get a 1 again. So Dwarven priority again. Any heroics, Dave?
Not at this stage, no.
Okay, I'm not going to do any either. So we've got Dwarven priority. So we got a big mess of combats. The important things are happening here. Damrod's involved now because he's this flank of my battle line has been charged by a group of dwarves. Durin is in combat with Irilas. It's not good. He's really outmatched there. Over here, some rangers managed to get round to get for this dwarf in the forest, and over here, all my cavalry have been charged by these pesky dwarves. The one dwarf has moved back over the barrels. This dwarf archer hasn't moved, so no doubt he'll be doing some shooting. And these rangers haven't moved. Actually, I will move this ranger in a bit if I need to. I'll come back to you. So now we're going into shooting. Going into combat, Dave has called a heroic combat with Durin, and I'm calling a heroic defense with Irilas.
Right.
Okay, so that means, Dave, you need to score natural 6s to wound me. Or natural 6s, or you need to go up to 6. I'll check the rules.
Okay.
So, Durin is called his heroic combat, and Irilas is got his heroic defense, but I'm going to shield with Irilas because I'm allowed to do that. So I get 4 dice and Durin gets 3. So crack on with your 3. So 4, 2 and a 2 so far, and Irilas is 4. I do get a 6. But you get to reroll one of your dice.
Okay.
4. So luckily I win, and because Irilas's special thing, I do get 1 strength 4 hit, even though I shielded. Yeah. So Durin is defense what?
He's pretty high. He's a 9.
So I need a 6 by a 4. So no. Okay, so we're going to go into the rest of the combats, and Irilas is sweating a bit. Seems to be we're bouncing off each other a lot. I think I lost quite a few more than David. I did manage to kill at least 1 Khad-Dum though, so things aren't going great for me at the moment. Dice are really letting me down, but these dwarves are swamping me by here. So we're going into priority again. Go on, Dave, please roll a 1 so I don't have to roll. 3, come on, at least. You think, come on. Dwarven priority again. Are you going to call any heroic actions?
Nope.
I'm going to call a heroic move with Damrod.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So Dave has countered my heroic move with Damrod with Durin. So, since Dave is phasing player, and he has won his last 2 drawn combats, statistically I should get this. So go on, 4, 5, 6, I get to go first. Yes!
Hey.
Okay, so I get to move first. So after my heroic move, basically everything up to just in front of this ranger was in range. So I moved them around as much as I could. I have moved this Citadel Guard onto Durin, who did pass the courage test, because Durin is terrifying. because of his crown, I think. So that cancels that out, but it doesn't matter because the dwarves have priority anyway. And for anyone who wants to do this heroic move in their games, remember everything has to finish within 6 inches of Damrod or not move at all. So this mess is because of me. And now we're going to go into the dwarven movement. So there's still plenty of dwarves around. Still trying to finish off these knights over here, but I am dwindling. So let's crack on with the rest of the dwarven movement. So this is what happened for the rest of the move. The dwarves are getting stuck in on this flank over here, and they're still trying to finish off the knights, which are just about holding, and it is a dwarf that's got 2 rangers on him. Since this guy just made it over the wall, we didn't have enough movement to go over, and the rangers over here are starting to move around as well. So there is going to be no shooting, and we're going straight into combat. Are you calling any heroics?
How much movement would Durin get after?
5 inches.
Right. Yeah, I'll call a heroic combat then with Durin.
Right. And he's fight what?
Fight value Durin 6/4.
Okay, so he's fight 6. I think I'm going to play it safe and call a heroic defense again with Iralas. Okay, so we'll colour off our points of might.
Am I fighting Irlas though?
Not yet.
Right, but just in case, well.
So there's no more might left on the board.
Is Irlas gone as well for might?
Okay,
I forgot to call him off then.
yes, just went over my head. Iralas is out of might, as is correct with my records. So the fight with Durin goes first. So Durin has 3 attacks against the 1 attack from my Citadel Guard. So a 6 will win it.
4 high. Jeez.
But you get a re-roll.
Right, on the 1 is it?
Yeah, that's the best one to re-roll. So 3. Come on, Citadel Guard. Come on, Citadel Guard. 2. Okay. So, what's his strength?
Durin's strength is 4.
You need 5s to kill this. No, it'll be 4s because you get +1 for the axe. Yep, so that's 1 kill. So then Durin gets his 5 inches of movement. So Citadel Guard gets removed, dead, and then Durin gets 5 inches.
Round on the space ball.
Okay, right, that's not so bad then. Righty, so let's do the rest of the combat and then I'll do a recap. The dwarves are really cutting me to shreds. I managed to kill 2 dwarves this turn and the dwarves have killed 5 of my guys. Not quite broken yet, but I'm getting there very quickly. So we're going into priority. Come on, Dave, please roll a 1 for me. 3.
Consistently doing 3.
2. Okay, right, dwarven priority, no might on the board, so there's nothing stopping Durin probably killing Iralas this turn. So we'll get into movement. Summarising movement, pretty much everyone is in combat. The 2 knights over here is still taking up about 5 dwarven warriors and Mardin, but they'll probably die this turn. Durin charged into Iralas with a Khad Guard, but luckily I managed to do a courage test with a ranger to get him to peel Durin off from Iralas. So Iralas is going to survive another turn at least. Well, unless the Khad Guard kills him, which is a quite high possibility. So now we're going into combat. There's no hero combat, so I think what we'll just do is do all these combats and I'll show you a recap of what happens. Again, losing quite a few combats, but the ones I do win, those 6s are just too much for my guys to get. I did manage to kill 1 guy though, but Dave has got 2 this time, so I'm still dropping. Not broken yet, 2 more to break me, and now we're going to the priority roll. So Dave's got to be rolling a 1 now. Still a 3. I've already gone and done it. There we go, that's a game changer. Right, so we have good priority, so I can do 1 last cavalry charge with my knights. Lots of charges. More importantly, I think I might have Irolas further enough away from Durin. Well, maybe it might be anyway. But yeah, he gets a cavalry charge in. Watch him destroy everything over here now. So there's no shooting, so we're going straight into combat. No heroics. So there's nothing fancy to show this time. So we'll roll them in secret. And we'll recap and see how many dwarves I've slaughtered. So that was a disastrous turn for me. I didn't kill anything. I did win a few fights. I even had a trap model, which I still couldn't kill. The dwarves, every fight they won, they pretty much killed something. I will be broken at the beginning of my movement, but I'm not down to 25%. This is going to be a game to the dwarves, I feel, but I'll keep on going. So, priority, which no doubt will go to Dave. Oh, as long as I don't get a 1. Still my priority, wow. The dwarves start doing their movement. Damrod passed his courage test and kept a lot of the warriors in. Irolas failed. To mention, Damrod almost failed, but he had 1 point of will to boost up to 10, and Irolas was 1 short of 10, so he ran away. And then another ranger ran away as well, so that does sum up my dice today. But the dwarves are not broken, so they're free to do their movement. Luckily for me, all the dwarves outside of combat were too far away. So this will probably be the last turn of combat because I can't see myself. I think I only need 2 more to die, and the dwarves have got their victory condition, and it's going to be quite a big victory. But I'll keep on going, fighting, so let's go into combat. Right, that is game. I think that turn summed up what has happened. I didn't win a single combat, even though I had 3-1 advantage on this Khazad guard, which I lost. He then wounded Damrod, and then I failed my fate roll. So basically, at the end of the score, Dave has got maximum points because my hero was keeping me outside of getting maximum points for Dave, and I get 0. But good game. I don't think I played it brilliantly, putting my cavalry around here, but my plan to work to split the dwarven force worked. It's just I couldn't kill any of them. Yeah. And I think I had about if I did win a roll, a dual roll, I just didn't kill anything, and the dwarves just seemed to kill everything whenever they won, which it is easier for them since once they got through my shield guys, they needed 5s and they get to re-roll 1s, which is quite good. But
6s for you then,
yeah, definitely. But no, good game. So handshake.
Yep.
But yeah, good game, Dave. 12-0, big victory for Dave, and I need to work things out. But I hope you enjoyed. There should be more Lord of the Rings ones coming soon. And I think I might use owls from now on since I can get better fight values.
Have a better chance.
Yeah, I might have a better chance. Or Banner, but I think even with rerolls from that, it won't be good. And Faramir, that was very hard on him. But maybe I just need to stop rolling dice in that box.
Yeah, the box is a curse, I think. Probably.
It's strange, really, because
doesn't work for you.
It's strange because I used those red dice against Richard last time I played a game of this, and I couldn't roll anything. No. But for you, I don't think you didn't roll a 6 ever. But no, I enjoyed. Nice to see Dave, and hopefully you'll get your models painted at some point.
Yeah, get them finished.
Yep. So we have got booked in the game. Dave's going to go against Sherry, so Sherry's going to be using elves. Dave's going to be using dwarves.
Pretty even fight there.
So I'll try to get more Lord of the Rings games on this, but there'll still be Flames of War stuff going if any Flames of War viewers have actually got this far into this report. But I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe.